You've probably watched some other reviews of Stray by now, and might be aware of some of the biggest complaints others have had with the game. So let's get the biggest one out of the way. The length of the game. Yes, it is relatively short, and no, that doesn't automatically make the game bad or not worth the money. The last time I finished a game was, it was a while ago. Even some of the titles I've really enjoyed lately seem to have overstayed their welcome. Stray doesn't have that problem. The game pushes you along in the more linear sections to progress the story, but it also gives you the chance to breathe and explore the more open areas to your heart's content. And I think these sections are very well balanced. Stray is not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. If you think the idea of playing as a cat sounds like a novelty and nothing more, you probably won't enjoy the game, especially at full price. So listen to your gut on this one. I want to go a little bit more into gameplay, specifically the platforming and stealth/combat/ just running away from enemies. I've seen a few people describe Stray as being more of an interactive adventure or a walking simulator. I think those terms are a bit of a stretch though. Yes, the platforming might leave something to be desired for certain players, but it also makes the game more accessible and allowed for more focus to go into the environment during development. My biggest complaint, gameplay-wise, is with the enemy encounters. They're not that fun for me and can be frustrating at times, but they don't take up that much of Stray's runtime and don't take anything away from the rest of the game. Some of the movements in the game absolutely capture the essence of a cat, and they're great, but then sometimes things are a bit jerky, especially when climbing. This is a little disappointing, especially since jumping is limited and you think there would have been more time to polish these moments. In my first impressions video, I mentioned how color is used to set a mood for the player and guide them through the world. Though I'd only played for an hour at that point, this continues through the rest of the game, and it's what I remember the most from my time with Stray. It's really pretty. Attention to detail was obviously a main focus of the developers, and you can tell every single item in the world has been placed with love. The more open sections we get to explore are different enough to have their own identity, but still fit together as part of the whole city. And then there's all the cat things we get to do. Interacting with NPCs and objects always made me smile because, here, let me actually just show you. And what's not to love about this? I don't have much to say about the game's story other than it was well paced and provided enough motivation for me to want to continue on to the next section. The story itself isn't going to win any awards. The game as a whole might though, but it does have a few emotional parts, and the characters we meet are all likable enough. A couple more things I want to touch on before I wrap up. I didn't experience any glitches, but my game did crash 3 times. The devs have already released 2 hotfixes to fix some of the most common issues, so hopefully they'll be gone within the next few months. And to finish things on a positive note, the music and sound design is top tier. Even just walking around and hearing the ambient sounds of the city was enough to immerse me in the game's world. After finishing Stray, I am left with one question. What's next? If you didn't know, the game is Blue 12 Studios' first title, and with its huge success right after launch, I'm sure the team has big plans. Although we probably won't get a direct sequel, I can't wait to see what type of world these amazing minds come up with next.